Just let me know if I'm audible. Anyone?
Yeah, you're audible to me.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all the dignitaries, faculty members, and students and participants. Today, on the occasion of World Entrepreneurs Day, we are here to celebrate innovation, idea, and the spirit of entrepreneurship. This webinar is jointly organized by Konkan, Gyanpeeth, Rahul, Dharkar College of Pharmacy and Research Institute, Karjat, in collaboration with Oriental College of Pharmacy, Sanpada, Navi Mumbai. We are truly honored to have you all with us. It's my privilege to introduce today's keynote speaker, Mr. Moazzam Kapde sir. He is the founder of Inno Vigyan that is located in Pune. He is inspiring entrepreneurs who has gained many startups through their journey from idea to execution. Today he will enlighten us on two important topics. First one is from prototype to market fit product, and second one is lean startup launchpad. We are delighted to have him with us today. Welcome, sir. Now, without taking much of your time, I request our speaker, Mr. Moazzam Kapde sir, to kindly begin his session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mohsin, sir. I hope I'm audible, right? And
Yes, sir,
you
you are
can
audible.
also see me. Perfect. Then, we are expecting only this many students, or we should be waiting for some more. How's that? Or they can join during the session. What's the plan?
Sir, we can start the session.
Perfect. Just a moment, then. Let me share the screen.
सबको बोलो ज्वाइन करें 7-8 लोग सिर्फ.
Let me know if it's visible to you. है ना?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Perfect. Then you can see this thank you note, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Let me know if you have any concerns or any challenges seeing this. Very firstly, thank you so much for having me here, specifically to Konkan Gyanpeeth, Rahul, the Raigad College of Pharmacy and Research Institute. Last year also I was there. Now also a shout out, or you could say a huge thank you to Oriental College of Pharmacy also for getting this session done in a collaboration, for arranging the topic. As Mohsin sir said, that we'll be having a talk today on two topics: prototype validation and then lean startup launchpad. How exactly one needs to understand the business, or how they can convert the ideas into innovation, and from there how they can validate them and scale the ideas to the max level. Perfect. Now, very first thing, whenever I go or whenever I'm even listening to someone, I always keep on telling people that always know who you are listening to. Don't listen to any random person, because there are many people who can give you advices, and then we end up doing the same things which a lot of people are doing, and they are leading into the failures. That's why it's very important that you understand who the speaker is, or what they have done, so that you can have that kind of an worthness for the session. Okay. So hi, once again, I'm Moazzam. Basically, I'm an R&D engineer. I do research and development activities for a German MNC. I'm a test manager for APAC region, Korea, Japan, and somehow a little bit section of China also. I do the research in automotive domain, and my main area of focus is roof system, electric vehicle batteries, and charging systems. I do also have certifications in NLP, mindset training, grooming, and I'm also a certified arbiter and memory researcher from the Indian Memory Sports Council, and many other things which you can see on the screen. And I don't want to brag about it. That's a little bit of that. Here are a couple of the awards which has been provided last time. Then yeah, I was there for arbitration also in the Indian Memory Sports Championship 2023, same for 2024. But for 2024, I was into this executive team for India, from where we send the students or send the athletes to China for World Memory Championship. I was also an official jury for Maharashtra State Innovation Challenge, an official challenge run by Maharashtra State Innovation Society, where the students like you come on a platform, they share their ideas, where we talk with them, we suggest them, we guide them, and from there onwards they go for the national championship of Startup India. Also, I was an official jury for Eureka 24 and Entrepreneurship Challenge, or an event organized by IIT Bombay. I was fortunate enough to be one of the judges there. Here are a couple of glimpses from what I have been trained students so far into, or what kind of workshops we have conducted into. Alhamdulillah, we have trained 2,000 plus or around students in the field of innovations, creativity, study skills, and we could say about the memory enhancement. So that's a little bit about me. This is my initiative called as Inno Vigyan, an initiative where science meets innovation to solve day-to-day problems and enhance the students in a smarter way. This is my team. Basically, we do have university gold medalists, NITM, and a counselor. So, enough of me. Let's jump into the topic that Inno Vigyan actually welcomes you for the today's topic of innovation, validation, and lean startup. I hope so far everything is clear. Correct? Or you have any doubt into that? Hello? You guys can listen me, right? Hello? I'm audible, right? Okay.
Yes, sir, you are
So
audible.
please pick it up, because I won't be able to see your screen or mine when I'll be sharing the screen, so that I'll be able to. Perfect. Jumping back to what you can say, the presentation. Let's have a talk about the innovation, validation, and lean startup. There are very first few questions, and I want you guys to speak it up, as there is a very less strength. So I won't be pressurizing, but I'll be trying to give as much what you can say, points or inputs from mind as much as I can. Okay, let's not make it as a formality, but let's try to have some actual insights in the field of innovation. Okay. I'm just summarizing this slide. Usually, when I'll do the offline training sessions, I go more deeper into each and every individual question. But I wanted to summarize a little bit. If anyone from you could tell me two things. Very first is what is innovation and how it is related to entrepreneurship. Anyone? What is innovation to you and how it is related to entrepreneurship? Apart from teachers, obviously, if you have any students. Do we have any students? Okay, we do have a couple of students. Don't worry, it is a psychologically safe space where no one is going to judge you, or no one is going to, what you can say, have any concerns with your answers. So please pick it up. What do you think? According to you, what is your idea or understanding in terms of innovation or entrepreneurship? Anyone? Please pick it up so that we can move ahead. Okay. I guess people are very shy, and that's why I usually conduct offline classes, but let's go. I'll try to give you as much content or as much information I can. Let's see how much helpful it will be to you. Okay, jumping back to the presentation. Innovation to me is nothing but a non-obvious solution to the master of its field. If you are from pharmacy and if you are doing an innovation to automotive field, then it has to be new to me, not to the colleague sitting beside you. That's how the innovation is defined. How it is different from invention? Invention is something which is completely unique. Innovation is something which you modify and update to. Who can do innovation? Anyone can. Like there are people like Hrideshwar Singh Bhati who did innovation at the age of 6 or age of 9. He innovated and chess system. Usually we play chess with 2 people. He innovated a system of chess so that it can be played by 6 and even 32 players at a single time. Light bulb mystery, I won't be going into that, as there is a lot of student interaction required into that, but yeah, that's fine. Let's go and check few of the innovations what we did, and then we'll see how you can do your innovation and the innovation validation. Okay, so I'll be experimenting with the things since 2017 or 18. I was there from Sassoon Hospital, IITs, and many other people I was working with. And that leads to a couple of innovations, couple of provisional patent applications like Sakhi, which is a universal motor applicable enhancer, by which you can use your household appliances on both AC and DC, optimized fan regulator, then 2-in-1 gas burner, and other provisional patent applications. Always, whenever you are chasing an innovation, there are few initial steps. Like you need to have that curiosity. Without curiosity, you would never be able to innovate anything. There are two things which matters most in the field of innovation. Very first is curiosity, and second thing is your willingness to adapt to the feedbacks provided by experts. If you are rigid enough, you won't be able to innovate, and if you are not curious enough, you would never be able to think out of the box. So that's a very basic question. Now, coming to the significance of today's topic, entrepreneurship, or on the day of entrepreneurship, which was happened already, but that's fine. So entrepreneurship is obviously creating a new business based on original idea, with assuming the risk and reward. There could be a chances that things could go wrong, but you should be ready with your risk analysis and the reward. Innovation, yeah. Innovation is actually a practical implementation of your idea. Not necessarily has to be unique, but has to be different. Invention and innovation. Below that, or the soul of that, is creativity. You need to have the creative ideas. You need to have that willingness to help, because that's the core of an innovation. That's the core of a startup. That's the core of an entrepreneurship. You need to find problems. You need to understand the needs. You need to understand what are the desires, and you need to find, most important thing, the gap in the market if you wanted to excel in the field of innovation or in the field of entrepreneurship. This is clear, I hope, so far. Now, with brainstorming, there are many people who say that, yeah, we can find good ideas, but you can only find ideas with the help of brainstorming, but you would never be able to fit those ideas into innovation or startup unless you do the ideas validation or innovation validation, or sometimes people is called as prototype validation. That's the importance of today's topic, which we are going to cover, that how exactly your creative ideas can fit into the scale of innovation, scale of startup, and how exactly you can convert your ideas into a successful startup or successful business. Okay? So, I hope you have went through this in your curriculum also, if you have the e-cell, or if you have people who talk about entrepreneurship. Let me brief you a little bit about what are exactly the stages for any startup. Very first is an ideation, where you generate idea, basically. Then there are minimum viable product called as MVP. You need to build it. Then you get customer feedbacks. You get customers paying for your services or product. Then you scale up your startup, and then you find exit strategy. Either you sell it, either you make it public company, either you converted that into an MNC, or you say share it with other partners. That's how exactly the different startup stages looks like. Do we have any questions into this? Do we have any questions with this? We have around 46 people. Oh, that's very interesting to know. Last time we had only 21 students when we started. Perfect. Now I guess I can speak some of the answers, correct? You guys can hear me, right? Or okay, Dr. Vinod Gupta is saying thumbs up. But any other student or anyone is able to hear me out? Or are you guys able to listen to me carefully, or am I audible to you? Please say yes or no.
You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I know I'm audible to you, Mohsin sir, or the faculty staff. I wanted to know if I'm audible to students, because if I'm audible, if I'm finding time for you, then I also, what you can say, expect at least response. Might not be respect, because I do have, alhamdulillah, sufficient of that, so I do require responses, okay? Let's move ahead then. Okay. Jumping to the next step, innovation. Innovation not necessarily has to be always a technical thing. Okay, it's not. Basically, it's not. There are nine types of innovations. I'll quickly go through this. Very first, a service where you introduce a new or significantly improved service. I'll give you examples of that on the next slide. Don't worry about that. Then there are business model, how exactly you can organize something, how you can deliver something. Then there are also innovations like disruptive innovations, which an industry has never find or never thought of, and then there are innovations which is like a breakthrough. It's like they change the way that particular industry or that particular domain is heading towards. Then there are organization changes, obviously, how the way you organize things. Outcome driven, what are the outcome or the results you are expecting out of anything? Also innovative idea. Incremental, yeah, small contribution to the existing idea which leads to an improved product, called as incremental thing. Product innovation, very straightforward, no need to worry. A new product in the market is a product innovation. Then the process innovation, how exactly you do things. Let's like, for example, a method of delivery, or even you can say a method of teaching, a method of practicing something comes under a process. Now, going ahead, let's say what are the service innovations. Service innovations example, if I have to give you, it could be because of, or we could say, the example could be the digital services, right? How exactly we read books. Today we read books via e-books, PDFs and everything. That's called a service innovation. Then we have the business model innovation. For example, how an industry of that is actually working. Ola, Uber, Oyo, Amazon, Zomato, Swiggy, everything comes under this category. Then there are disruptive innovations to actually disrupt the things. For example, when we shifted from Kodak cameras to actual cameras on mobile phone, that's a disruptive innovation. Or TV to OTT is also a disruptive innovation. A breakthrough innovation, for example, in internet, computer, reusable rockets, or something which has never been thought of, is coming under this category. Then we have organization innovation, how exactly something looks like or something works. For example, Facebook or e-learning, your college e-learning can also come under this innovation. Then there are outcome-driven innovations. Hello. Is anyone? Perfect. Thank you. Let's jump back to the topic then. Okay. Then we do have incremental innovation. For example, how Cadbury has come up with a simple dairy milk chocolate initially. Then they started going into more like silk, you could say, or a few more categories of the chocolate. That's under the thing. Coca-Cola, they started coming with a single flavor. Then they increased the number, or you could say the samples. Then product innovation, obviously very straightforward, something which was new, Apple, smartwatches or anything. Then also we do have process innovation. For example, when we work in an automotive field, we need an assembly line which is automated one, and so that there would be less error, less human efforts, and a better quality. That's called as a types of innovation. Now, going ahead, I wanted to merge both of the topics, okay? Because both of them are interlinked. Innovation validation and lean startup. Both of them are interlinked, and I'll show you the magic of interlinking both of them, okay? I worked on it yesterday evening, and I'll figure it out somehow. Okay. Before that, let me ask this question to all these 40, 45 or 50 students or the participants available here. Very straightforward question. Why do you think, according to you, startup fails? Any startup. According to you, why do you think it fails? This is a very common question. No technical answers required. According to you, why do you think any startup can fail? We have 54 number of participants. I at least expect, I guess, five responses, right? Speak it up. According to you, why do you think a startup fails? I can't hear you guys. Hello? Speak it up. There is no right or wrong answer to that. You guys can hear me, right? Hello? Mohsin sir, I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, we have one response from Pranav. Yeah, they don't understand people's need. Perfect. I need at least four new or four more. I want five responses. Either you speak it up, you write it in the chat, or we are not going ahead. Very simple.
Sir, poor business plan.
Poor business plan. Two. Three more. I want three more answers. Why do you think any startup fail or any business fail?
Yes, sir, 54 आ गए.
We have 54 strength. This is not a rocket science. According to you, why do you think any startup fails? Speak it up, please. Marketing strategy. Perfect. Thank you, Prashant, for that. No capital. Okay, but Pranav, you are the repetitive person, so we consider you as a single candidate. We still require two more answers from two more people, basically.
Sir, poor financial management.
Sorry, Soranjali, I guess you are again the repetitive answer person, right? I won't
Yes,
be able to consider you. Thank you for the answer, though. Pranav, thank you for poor funding, but you three are counted as three responses, and I require two more responses from remaining 50 participants, except the faculty. Speak it up, guys. I want two more responses, or we are not going ahead. Two more. Any two more responses. Why do you think any startup, or if you start a business, why do you think it could fail? What could be the potential reason? Okay, we have one more. Competition. Yeah, obviously. Chalo, one more answer, and then we'll close it out. Batao. One more answer. Why do you think any startup fails? We do have too many people like Kashmita, Sanskruti, Tejal, Preeti, Ganesh, Kalyani, Nanshri, and Dhanashree. There are too many people, but maybe this is the reason why India is not seeing so many successful startups, right? I'll show you why. Okay, lack of focus. Perfect. We got five answers. Thank you for that, guys. Okay, let's jump out to what a survey says. Okay, what survey says. According to survey, there are multiple reasons, but there are 20 main reasons why any startup fails. Okay, very first thing or the major thing is that there is no market need for that. Maybe a product, maybe a service, maybe a process. Okay. Second, they ran out of the cash. They have very poor what you can say, money flow. Then not the right team. Sometimes things got stuck with the wrong people, get out-competed. Obviously, you guys, as mentioned, it's in competition and all other things. But how exactly the lean startup resolve this? Okay, what is the solution to that? Then there comes the relation between lean startup and your conventional startups. Okay, so you understood why startup fail: lack of market fit, premature scaling, ignoring customers. These could be the major reasons, and how exactly a lean startup methodology can help you with that. Lean startup methodology is actually a scientific, I can't call it as a 100% scientific because I'm from the science research person, so I'll call it as semi-scientific. But it is very fast and customer-centric. I'll show you how exactly it will work, and the main reasons that there is no validation from customers, there is no need from customer, or there are still problems in the product are getting solved by the lean startup. A lean startup concept is actually focusing more on validating the learnings learned from one's mistake in the MVP phase. How? So, lean startup is a business method that helps entrepreneurs or startup owners build new product or business in a faster, smarter, and less risky way. How? That we are going to see. Okay? So, the core idea is to fail fast and learn faster. Now I'll tell you how exactly the things things are happening in the field of business or field of startup. People have an idea, they'll be like, oh, we have an amazing idea, let's start a business. Let's have a startup. They jump into ideas, then they get into this product development. They are like, okay, we are 100% sure that this idea is going to work. Okay? And then they started building products, they started building processes, they started having so many of the inventory, and when they come up into the market, they realize there is no need of that product. Okay, there is no need of that product, and sometimes chasing a perfection will also leads to this position that you are not able to understand if you are having a right time to enter into the market or not. Okay, now let me give you two examples from your field only. As you guys are from pharmacy, let's say someone from you, let's say Mahesh or Amol or anyone, one day decided that, okay, I wanted to innovate something, and they come up with an idea that यार अभी सर्दी का मौसम बहुत आ रहा है, बारिश हो रही है और बहुत लोगों के गले खराब हो रहे हैं, सर्दियाँ हो रही है, so I wanted to do something for cough. Okay, a very valid what you can say and problem statement कि बहुत सारे लोग अभी सर्दी में सर्दी खांसी और कफ से परेशान होंगे. Then they are like, what we can do? Let's have a market search. वो चले जाते हैं market में, and they are like, okay, यार सबके पास है ना जो है सिर्फ कफ सिरप है. Let's innovate a system and or let's innovate a product. और हम लोग क्या करते हैं ना, हम लोग टैबलेट के फॉर्मेट में will bring something कि आप खाओ और आपका कफ ठीक हो जाए. Okay? It seems a possible idea, no problem with that. अब ये दोनों क्या करते हैं, महेश और अमोल चले जाते हैं, and then they started doing the research in your lab, जो आपका करजत का lab है, वहाँ पे research करते हैं. They come up with a formula, an amazing formula, and then they are like, okay, we are 100% confident that it is going to work. Then they started approaching an industry or approaching a factory, a manufacturing plant who can manufacture that tablet into a bulk quantity. They give them order, they raise funds and everything, and they have so many of tablets available. Now coming to the point when they go and try to sell it to a medical store, that medical wala is saying, sir, who I should sell it to? What question is that? Who I should sell it to? They are like, sir, जो आपके पास कफ सिरप मांगने के लिए लोग आते हैं, आप उनको सेल करिए. He's like, how will they buy it? Because if they have never tried it, how will they trust it? Then they are like, sir, आप थोड़ा सा डिस्काउंट दे दीजिए, आप कुछ कर लीजिए, आप रख दीजिए, प्रोडक्ट चल जाएगा. It's been months and months, it's been years and years, and they are seeing there is no huge demand for their tablet. Okay. Now, in this case, what do you think could be a mistake which these two guys or two amazing persons has done? They have done the market search at their level. They have done their own research of the product, and they also has cracked or they also have reached out to the medical store for selling it. What do you think is the main problem that their startup or their idea is not working? What do you think? What did they miss? Anyone? What do you think they missed? You can also write in the chat, no problem. Market survey, Dr. Ravindra Gupta, perfect. Okay, what else? What else? What did these guys miss? What did the guys missed? Don't tell me that fund. They have fund. They have amazed. They have a lot of fund. Competitors information, that's fine. Market need, perfect. Okay. Now I'll jump you guys to how exactly today's session can help you with this particular problem of overestimating your product. When we or whenever I'm interacting with customers, whenever I'm interacting with my clients, I always observe that many of them have this gratitude that they always underestimate their product. But there are also very few people who overestimated their product before launching. They're like, ये तो चल ही जाएगा, है ना? They're like, we have the surety or we have the confidence कि अब तो ये चल ही जाएगा. We are that confident. And then वो अपना मटेरियल जो है बोल दीजिए जो प्रोडक्ट है उसको बनाना शुरू कर देते हैं and they end up ruining everything. Okay. अब यहाँ पर काम आता है जो आज का कंसेप्ट है, ideas, innovation, prototype का validation, and second putting that into a framework of a lean startup. Okay. And now we'll see how exactly we can save ourselves from such kind of a mistake and become a better entrepreneur or a startup founders in the coming time. Okay. So a lean startup is basically focusing upon this hypothesis-driven experiments. Hypothesis-driven experiments are, for example, let's say, अभी अगर मुझे उन्हीं tablets को बेचना है, तो what I'm assuming basically is that okay. What अगर हम इसको सिर्फ टैबलेट के फॉर्म में ना भेजते हुए लेट्स पुट दैट इनटू द सैशे फॉर्मेट और लेट्स पुट दैट इनटू एन पाउडर फॉर्मेट. ओके, करके देखते हैं. इट्स एन हाइपोथेसिस, यू नो, इट्स एन हाइपोथेसिस हाउ यू इमेजिन थिंग्स. सेकेंडली यू ऑल्सो डू सम एक्सपेरिमेंट्स. ओके, क्या करता हूँ मैं कि जितने मेरे पहचान में लोग हैं सबको थोड़ा थोड़ा बोलता हूँ कि आप इसको ट्राई करके देखो. मैं लैब्स को देता हूँ सैंपल्स कुछ ट्राई करने के लिए. इट्स कॉल्ड अ स्प्लिट टेस्टिंग. मैं कुछ सैंपल्स अपने जानने वाले को देता हूँ, मैं कुछ सैंपल्स अपने अननोन लोगों को देता हूँ, मैं कुछ सैंपल्स लैब को देता हूँ और उनको बोलता हूँ कि आप इसको टेस्ट करो, आप इसके इफेक्ट देखो और मुझे बताओ कि इसके इफेक्ट क्या होते हैं. ठीक है. So this is how exactly the lean startup works. You create. Okay, I'll show you this. इससे आपको आइडिया आ जाएगा. Let's say you have an idea. You are here. You have an idea. Now you are not going to build a complete product here. You are building a MVP. MVP is called as minimum viable product. जिसके अंदर आप कम लागत में कम खर्च में बेसिक फंक्शनैलिटीज के साथ में किसी चीज को लॉन्च करते हो. इट्स कॉल्ड एज एमवीपी. और यू आर बिल्डिंग अ प्रोटोटाइप और यू आर बिल्डिंग अ डेमो. इट्स कॉल्ड एज बिल्डिंग अ डेमो. सो आइडिया से आपने बनाया डेमो, देन यू लॉन्च दैट टू द मार्केट बोल दो, टू द ऑनलाइन स्टोर बोल दो, या फिर टू योर कम्युनिटी का ग्रुप बोल दो. यू लॉन्च दैट एंड देन यू आस्क देम टू गिव यू अ मेजरेबल फीडबैक कि हाउ यू आर फीलिंग, या फिर how was the taste, what was your feedback, how was someone else was reacting and everything. You collect that data and you learn from it कि उसमें और क्या बेहतर बनाना है. You're understanding? You are building the MVP, you are measuring the inputs from the customers, you are learning from the mistakes, and then you are rebuilding the MVP. It's called as a continuous process of a lean startup cycle where you keep on taking feedbacks at your smaller quantity of a product, or you're taking continuous feedback on MVP. You are learning from it and you are building the things very faster. In this way, you are also very what you can say, less prone to getting into a bigger mistake. अभी अगर कुछ मिस्टेक है अभी पता चल जाएगा कि मार्केट में चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, है ना. यहाँ पे आपको पता चल जाएगा. And when you have multiple loops of this, then you can decide either to continue with the same product or do a pivot. मतलब दूसरी तरफ आपको जाना है या फिर इसी फील्ड में आपको इसी प्रोडक्ट पे आपको काम करना है. इट्स कॉल्ड एज लीन स्टार्टअप साइकिल. इसमें कोई क्वेश्चन आप किसी को? कि ये साइकिल कैसे काम करती है। ओके, लेट्स सी कि किसी को सबको समझ में आ गया है। दिस इज वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड। Stage wise we'll go. Very first thing is to build an MVP from your idea. MVP is not something जो ऊपर फिगर में आपको दिखाए कि आपको कार बनानी है तो अभी आप सिर्फ पहिया बनाओगे और बोल दोगे कि हाँ यार मैं अभी पहिया बनाया हूँ, फिर आगे जाके इंजन बनाऊंगा, फिर 2 पहिए साथ में लगाऊंगा, फिर सीट लगाऊंगा, फिर कार बनाऊंगा। ऐसा नहीं। You make a small cart or a small क्या बोलते हैं कि skater, you make a cycle, you make something which is rolling slowly, you take a feedback and then you make a car. Okay, so this is how exactly you build MVP. Minimum amount में, minimum पैसों के खर्च में you will give customers, you give your potential customers what you can say a basic functionality check. For example, a landing page, a demo video, prototype, या फिर कोई भी service. Okay, minimum viable product. It tests your assumptions without fully building a product. Okay, without fully building a product, it will gives you an idea कि ये actually में लोगों को इसकी जरूरत है नहीं है, या फिर इसमें से लोगों को और ज्यादा एक्स्ट्रा क्या चाहिए या क्या कम करना चाहिए। ये होता है वैलिडेशन में। वैलिडेशन में समझ आपने दे दिया कस्टमर को, फिर ये प्रोडक्ट दे दिया। नाउ यू फाइंड कस्टमर्स और यू फाइंड द टीम, यू फाइंड अ लैब whom you have provided your product. From there you will take the feedbacks, you will take their interviews, you do the multiple testing on it. इससे क्या होगा कि you will be able to understand कि इसमें क्या lacunas है at a very initial stage. It's called as split testing. Split testing जो A/B testing है, इसको कहा जाता है split testing in our field. Split testing is like, let's say अगर आपने 100 quantity का MVP बनाया है, तो 50 quantity you will give to group A, 50 quantity you will give it to group B, and then after a couple of months, you'll ask both of the groups to give you the feedback, and from there you'll see कि okay किस तरीके से feedback है, किन किन चीजों के feedback है, and ऐसा तो नहीं है कि दोनों groups के अलग अलग feedback है। From there you work, you validate the things, and then you'll be like okay, now we can improvise on the things or we can scale it ahead. Unless and until you validate your product, never think of scaling. People, many startups fail because of this major mistake. They go with their gut feeling कि ये चल जाएगा, and 95% of the time it won't work. इसीलिए हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि there is no need. वो शार्क टैंक इंडिया में हमने देखा होगा, बहुत बार ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स आते हैं कि जिसका हमको लगता है उससे जरूरत ही नहीं है। In the end, the main idea is to understand कि जो आपका प्रोडक्ट है उसको पूरा मत बनाओ। Don't chase for perfection. Have the basic things ready. Serve it to your potential customer. Ask them for an honest feedback. Learn from the mistakes. Grow faster or make the changes quicker. उसके बाद में changes करो, वापस से customers को दो, वापस से feedback लो. Run this cycle for a couple of time, and then you will be able to say कि okay, we are ready to scale. You understood these 3 steps? Build. Then where was this? Okay, build, validate, and scale. You understood these 3 steps? Build, validate, scale. Any question into this? Hello. Guys, you guys understood it, or I'm complicating the things? How's it? Oh, it's crystal clear. Thank you so much, Mahesh, for that appreciation. Okay. Pranav is also saying, okay, it's fine. Okay. Do we have only 3 students here and others are bot or what? Speak it up, guys. Okay? Speak it up. आज नहीं बात करोगे तो कल दुनिया बात करने नहीं देगी. Speak it up. ठीक है? Okay. Let's move ahead and see how exactly you can validate it. You understood the lean startup का क्या बोलते हैं कि जो प्लेटफॉर्म है या कैसे काम करता है. Let's jump more deeper कि आपको और किस तरीके से वैलिडेट करना चाहिए. The thing is that I can easily stop it here. I covered both the topics. I told you about what is innovation, how exactly you need to validate that. I also told you how exactly this lean startup dashboard or platform works. I can easily stop it here, no problem. But now I wanted to help you because sometimes we sometimes there are people who are afraid to ask questions, but they are always hungry for knowledge. So I'll give you some more knowledge. Okay. So whenever you find any idea, whenever you find any innovation, how you can validate that? Okay, it is a genuine idea on which you can work it. Very first thing, you should do market search. मार्केट सर्च कैसा है? मार्केट सर्च में वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग इज द प्राइमरी मार्केट सर्च. प्राइमरी मार्केट सर्च में यू कैन गो एंड डू योर फिजिकल सर्वे. मार्केट में जाके देखो अलग अलग जगहों पे कि क्या क्या है, क्या क्या नहीं है. टू टॉक विद द पोटेंशियल कस्टमर्स एंड कंज्यूमर्स एंड यू कैन गेट देयर इनपुट्स कि किस तरीके से काम होता है, क्या नहीं है, आपको क्या क्या चाहिए, आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो किसी प्रोडक्ट से, सारी चीजें यू फिजिकली गो एंड गेट इट. Now there are also options. You can take the data from agencies who work in this particular field. You can take the data from there. Secondly, you can read case studies, you can read research papers, you can what you can say, try to go through the competitors' website, potential customers, brand जो अभी existing market में है. You can do their research, how exactly they are doing, what are their USPs, what are they working on, how they are performing it, where they are lacking, everything. Okay. Now there are some suggestions I can provide you in terms of market search. Let's say if you are into this pharmacy wala concept and you wanted to build something, you can find the multiple topics for innovations as in research papers or published papers on Google Trends. Okay, you can also find answers to surveys online, offline. You can meet people, you can actually interact with targeted customers and interview them. Don't simply ask, okay, what do you think? No. Sit with them, ask them genuinely what they want and how exactly they can contribute into this. You can also use obviously social media, but never trust 100% on the social media inputs. Why? Because in startup field is called as vanity opinions. Vanity opinions are the opinions कि जैसे बहुत बार देखो मूवीज के बारे में भी होता है कि आप ऑनलाइन अगर कोई ट्रेलर डालो या फिर कोई मार्केटिंग करो, इट वर्क्स वेरी वेल. और लेट्स से इफ देयर इज अ सेलिब्रिटी who is very famous in the audience or very famous in the community, बहुत फेमस है, जब वो कोई मूवी निकालते हैं कोई थिएटर में चलता है, जाता ही नहीं है ना. दिस इज वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड एग्जांपल. So in startup field is called as vanity opinions. Never trust 100% on the social media polls. Go and do your own genuine feedbacks or comparison. Then you can also do the smoke test site. It's like to see, जैसे अगर कोई आप वेबसाइट बनाते हो, then you can provide a dummy section or dummy button there and monitor the number of clicks there to understand कि कितने लोगों को उस चीज की जरूरत है नहीं है. This is how you actually do the smoke test. Second चीज is sample briefing. Sample briefing दो तरीके से होता है कि आप या तो प्रोटोटाइप टाइप बनाओ या फिर MVP बनाओ. प्रोटोटाइप में क्या है कि एग्जैक्ट रेप्लिका है, बस कम फीचर्स के साथ में छोटा साइज में है. इट्स अ सिंपल रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस. इट कैन बी फिजिकल और वर्चुअल, नो प्रॉब्लम विद दैट. What are the types of prototypes? It could be proof of concept, industrial design, experiments, alpha, beta, प्रोडक्शन है या फिर आपके कैट के डिजाइन पे, न्यूमेरिकल मेथड्स है, प्रोसेस है, फॉर्मूला है, इक्वेशन है. इट कैन बी एनीथिंग. ओके. MVP is obviously जब आप किसी स्टार्टअप के बारे में बात करते हो, you make something work. In prototype it's not necessary कि वो वर्किंग ही हो. प्रोटोटाइप कैन बी स्टेशनरी, लेकिन MVP में आप एक्चुअली में लोगों को सर्विस देते हो, आप एक्चुअली में लोगों को प्रोडक्ट देते हो, आप उनकी सेल्स उनको सर्विस देते हो और उनके साथ में इंटरेक्ट करते हो कि अब इसमें और क्या बेटर करना चाहिए. ठीक है, to get a feedback. I'll also give you this bonus which I provided to couple of students last time कि एक MVP होता क्या है. एक MVP होता है which focuses more on user, not on a startup founder का ego. यार मुझे तो सब पता है, मेरा प्रोडक्ट 100% सही है. नहीं, MVP फोकस ऑन यूजर्स. यूजर्स को क्या चाहिए कि जब वो टेस्ट करें, किसी चीज को एक्सपीरियंस करें तो उनके फीडबैक क्या है ना. एक्चुअली अगर अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो उसको सॉल्व करें. थिंक बिग बट स्टार्ट स्मॉल एंड इटरेट फास्ट. जैसे मैंने कहा ना, लीन स्टार्टअप का यही फंडा है. अब क्लियरली सोचो, अब थोड़ा बनाओ, उससे सीखो, नेक्स्ट टाइम वापस से बनाओ, सीखो, बनाओ, सीखो, बनाओ, सीखो, फास्ट करो, इन चीजों को फास्ट करो. बिल्ड योर प्रोडक्ट विथ लेस, टेस्ट योर प्रोडक्ट विथ रियल यूजर्स एंड फास्टर, not with something on social media directly. Go to market faster and pivot earlier. इन केस अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आपके प्रोडक्ट की जरूरत नहीं है, then you should be डूइंग अ पिवट, या तो दूसरे प्रोडक्ट पे चले जाओ, दूसरे डोमेन में, या फिर अपने प्रोडक्ट या सर्विसेज की कुछ ऐसी फैसिलिटीज को चेंज कर दो कि जिसकी वजह से उसकी डायरेक्शन बदल जाए और लोगों को उसकी नीड समझ में आए. What does a bad MVP usually have? Like very complex system. सब ही डाल दिया, जरूरी नहीं है बेसिक फंक्शनलिटी पर फोकस करो. बिल्कुल नेसेसरी नहीं है कि वो चीजें इंजीनियर्ड ही होनी चाहिए. इट कुड बी इवन सिंपली ऑन अ पेपर और सिंपली यू विल बी एबल टू कन्वे इट वर्बल. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, गोइंग अहेड, फीडबैक डैशबोर्ड. ये है लीन स्टार्टअप की कंसेप्ट. फीडबैक डैशबोर्ड क्या होता है कि अब आपने सोचा कुछ, अब आपको क्या करना है कि हाइपोथेटिकली सिचुएशंस देने कस्टमर्स को ताकि उनका फीडबैक मिल सके. अब फीडबैक दो तरह से होता है, तो कस्टमर का हाइपोथेसिस होता है या प्रोडक्ट का हाइपोथेसिस होता है. कस्टमर की हाइपोथेसिस में क्या होता है कि आप कस्टमर को जब जाते हो बात करने के लिए उनसे, देन यू थिंक यार या तो ये मान सकता है या तो ये नहीं मान सकता है. देन मानने के लिए क्या क्या करना चाहिए? यू ऑलरेडी हैव दिस हाइपोथेसिस रेडी. नहीं मानेगा तो क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा? यू हैव दिस हाइपोथेसिस रेडी. प्रोडक्ट में ये चीजें होनी चाहिए, तो क्या होगा, नहीं क्या होगा, सारी चीजें. इट कम्स अंडर प्रोडक्ट हाइपोथेसिस. प्रॉब्लम हाइपोथेसिस के ओके, प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट ये अलग है. कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि ये प्रॉब्लम अगर एक्स डायरेक्शन में जा रही है तो मैं वाई डायरेक्शन में तो नहीं लेकर जा रहा हूँ, तो मुझे वापस से एक्स डायरेक्शन में लाने के लिए क्या क्या हाइपोथेसिस करने पड़ेंगे. सॉल्यूशन हाइपोथेसिस कि जो प्रॉब्लम था क्या मैं उसी को टैकल कर रहा हूँ, कि कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है कि मैं उस प्रॉब्लम कोई और था, आप मैं सॉल्यूशन कोई और बेच रहा हूँ या फिर कोई सॉल्यूशन और बना रहा हूँ. इट्स कॉल्ड एज सॉल्यूशन हाइपोथेसिस. अब इसमें काम कैसे करता है कि कलेक्ट ऑल हाइपोथेसिस एंड कंपेयर देम विद प्री डिफाइंड ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. जो आपने आइडिया, जो आपने प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट लिया था, उसके साथ में जितने भी फीडबैक आए उनको कंपेयर करो और अपने प्रोडक्ट को बेहतर बनाओ. रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन फीडबैक्स एंड ट्राई टू इंप्रूव MVP. दिस इज द क्या बोलते हैं ना, एसेंस ऑफ टुडेज सेशन. कि आज अगर आप यहाँ से कोई एक चीज लेकर जाना चाहोगे तो मेरा सजेशन यही रहेगा कि टेक दीज ओनली लाइन. कि व्हेनेवर यू आर प्लानिंग टू स्टार्ट एनी स्टार्टअप, ऑलवेज रिक्वेस्ट कस्टमर फॉर जेन्युइन फीडबैक्स. Take the feedbacks and try to improve those feedbacks, not in actual product, but try to improve those feedbacks and MVP only. मिनिमम वायबल प्रोडक्ट, आपका प्रोटोटाइप जो है वहीं पर चेंजेस करो ताकि जब आप मार्केट में एंट्री करो तब आपको कम से कम चैलेंजेस का सामना करना पड़े. ठीक है. उसके बाद एक और सजेशन ऐसा रहेगा कि हैव अ मेंटर. यू शुड ऑलवेज हैव अ मेंटर हु कैन टेल यू व्हेन टू कंटिन्यू और व्हेन टू पिवट. बहुत बार क्या होता है ना कि हम हमारे ही तरह के लोगों में रहते हैं एंड वी वोंट बी एबल टू फाइंड एन एग्जिट डायरेक्शन. इस टाइम पे अ मेंटर, अ ट्यूटर, व्हाट या फिर बोल सकते हैं कि एन इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर विल हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस टॉपिक बेटर. कि कब हमें हमारे टॉपिक से हटकर किसी और डायरेक्शन में सोचना चाहिए. ठीक है. तो दिस इज हाउ एग्जैक्टली योर क्या बोलते हैं कि मेंटर्स कैन एक्चुअली हेल्प यू. ओके. इसमें कोई सवाल अभी तक आपको? जो भी बताया, लीन स्टार्टअप के 3 स्टेजेस हैं. आइडिया या फिर आइडिया को बिल्ड करो, वैलिडेट करो एंड तीसरा स्केल करो. वेरी सिंपल स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड फंडा. जब आप किसी चीज को वैलिडेट करोगे, whenever you are going to validate an idea or innovation, always try to go with 3 things. Very first thing is a normal market search. Second thing, go with an MVP, and third thing, go with hypothesis-based experiments. Understood? ये 3 चीजें लीन स्टार्टअप के लिए काम आती है. 3 चीजें आपकी आती है इनोवेशन वैलिडेशन के लिए. Any question into this? Or is it clear? Hello? Guys, speak it up, please. Is it clear so far? Yes. Okay. Again, the same people.
मैसेज करो ना.
I hope it's clear, and thank you for that comment also. Perfect.
Comment
Okay, let's move ahead, and then I guess most probably we will be closing also my talk in 10 minutes. Then we'll see if you have any questions, and we'll try to answer them. Okay, let's move ahead to the remaining topic. Okay, again, one more bonus for you guys. सैंपल इनोवेशन वैलिडेशन. अगर कभी आपको किसी सैंपल को वैलिडेट करना पड़ा तो आपको किस तरीके से कैसे करना चाहिए? वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग, आस्क दिस सेल्फ एनालिसिस क्वेश्चंस लाइक, इज योर आइडिया इनोवेटिव? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि मार्केट में आइडिया ऑलरेडी है और आप उसके पर काम किए जा रहे हो. इज योर आइडिया इनोवेटिव? सेकेंड, हैव यू आइडेंटिफाइड योर टारगेट कस्टमर्स एंड कंज्यूमर्स? आप किसको टारगेट करोगे, है ना? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि जैसे समझ लो आपने कोई टॉय बनाया और आप उसको मार्केट में लॉन्च कर रहे हो, तो ऐसे टाइम पे आपका टारगेट कस्टमर बच्चे या फिर किड्स नहीं होंगे. आपका टारगेट कस्टमर्स होगा उनके पेरेंट्स जो उनको लेकर दे. ठीक है. Have you done market research? Obviously, a most important thing. What are the requirements or input required for implementation of your idea? And what is the impact your idea is going to create? देखो, मार्केट में अगर कोई भी चीज चल रही है या फिर स्केल कर रही है, उसके पीछे एक स्टोरी होती है. How you are going to contribute in the society या फिर in the life of the people whom you are going to serve. ठीक है. So you need to find that idea, that impact. फाइनली इज लेट्स से अगर आपको फर्दर डीप डाउन करना है इसमें, देन आपका आइडिया, आपका सॉल्यूशन कितना रिलेवेंट है. तो सबसे पहले आपको ये चेक करना है कि आपने जो आप प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई किया है वो एक्चुअली एग्जिस्ट करता है या नहीं. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि सिर्फ आपको लगता है कि हाँ यार ऐसा हो सकता है कि जैसे मैं चांद पर जाकर मैगी बना लूँ तो कितना अच्छा हो जाए, ये सिर्फ आपको लगता है. इज इट एक्चुअली अ नीड in today's time या फिर in coming time, है ना? तो ये आपको चेक करना है. उसके बाद में कितना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. जितने ज्यादा लोगों के लिए प्रॉब्लम है उतना आसानी से यू कैन पियर इनटू द मार्केट. ओके. सेकेंडली, फिजिबिलिटी ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन, कि आपने जो सॉल्यूशन दिया है वो कितना फिजिबल है. Feasible in terms of specific, how specific it is to solution. Then measurable, कि आपको अगर कोई चीज को प्रोग्रेस को मेजर करना है तो आप किस तरीके से कर सकते हो. अटेनेबल, ऑब्वियसली, कि ऐसा तो नहीं है कि जो आपकी टीम है वो सॉल्यूशन को बनाने के लिए कॉम्पिटेंट ही नहीं है. जैसे समझ लो आपने कोई इंजीनियरिंग के रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट बनाया है और उसमें कोई रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट का पर्सन ही नहीं है. यू वोंट बी एबल टू डू द इनोवेशन. द रियलिस्टिक, जो आप सॉल्यूशन दे रहे हो रियलिस्टिक है नहीं है, कितने टाइम में आप वो सॉल्यूशन दे पाओगे. फाइनली, एप्लीकेबिलिटी ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन, कि जो आप सॉल्यूशन दे रहे हो एट व्हाट लेवल कस्टमर्स आर एक्चुअली एक्सेप्टिंग इट. जितना आप बर्ड्स आई व्यू से देखोगे उतना आपको बेटर समझेगा कि कितने ज्यादा लोग आपके प्रोडक्ट को अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं या फिर क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं या फिर कितना यूज कर रहे हैं. और जितना आप डीप डाउन होकर देखोगे यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि ग्राउंड लेवल पर कितने लोग उसको यूज कर रहे हैं. सो देयर इज दिस डिफरेंस यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट. लेट्स गेट स्केलेबिलिटी. Is your product or is your service actually has a potential to scale? You need to understand that. Without that, if you scale, then you will always end up having the inventory, nothing else. इकोनॉमिक्स, ऑब्वियसली प्रॉफिटेबल होने के चांसेस कितने हैं, उसके क्लॉजेस क्या है. एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ द आईपी बहुत जरूरी है, कि कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि आपके फील्ड में तो बहुत होगा ये कि आपने कोई ऐसा मेडिसिन बना दिया है कि यू आर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि ये चलेगा, बट उसका आईपी किसी और के नाम पे है, तो इवन आप बेचोगे उसको तो आपको पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. ही कैन क्लेम दैट एंड ही कैन टेक ऑल योर things down. So this is all. ठीक है. Now this is all what I have to share. I'm also sharing my number with you. My name is Moazzam again. If you have any questions, you can also contact me directly on WhatsApp. Please don't call. I'll be busy into this research activities, so I'll be only able to help you out via WhatsApp. You can connect me or my team on that, And if you want to learn more about this, you can also follow us on the different channels, Insta, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want. If you feel, we'll be available there, and I'm reachable to you whenever you are in doubt. Now it's your time. You can ask me questions, or we can wind the things up. Okay, there is there. Thank you so much, sir, for wonderful session. You have provided the content from too basic to advanced. Appreciated, Mahesh, and I'm very happy that at least I'm be able to help a single person. Maybe it is worth coming here. I could say so, because if I'm able to even help one person, that's more than sufficient to support. Okay. Apart from appreciation, ask me questions. Okay. I'm having time, you have time, take this opportunity and ask questions. The right question to right person at the right time can create one right opportunity. Ask questions. Ask questions about anything. Any question. I usually wind the things so very fast because I don't want it to waste time of students or people or the kind of a team I'm interacting with. So I keep my session very specific, very time bound and very to the point. So अगर इसमें से आपको कुछ भी doubt है, you can ask. I do have the chat open. You can also ask in chat. You can unmute yourself and ask. Is it at least helpful to you guys apart from Mahesh? Yes, no, it was boring, it was very fast, it was less informative, or it was like completely out of the scope, or we don't wanted to hear that, or oh, it was very good. How's that? Perfect. There is a question. Is there any method to find the market need as we are students for research content? Now you have you are asking questions from two perspectives. देखो आदित्य, there are two perspectives to your question. Very first thing is to understand the market need, and second thing is to understand the need for the research content. Okay. Okay, now we are getting some questions. Perfect. Okay, I'll go with Aditya first. So, when it comes to market search, there are a couple of things. Very first thing, obviously, you can find it around you. है ना? बाहर जाओ, थोड़ा सा देखो आसपास में क्या है क्या नहीं है. Very first thing called as physical survey. Second, a survey called as online survey. अब जैसे समझ लो आपको कोई चीज़ buy करनी है, Amazon, Flipkart, ये वो सारी चीज़ें हैं. You can go and search their portal and find कि okay इसका कितना demand है. Third thing called as Google Analytics या फिर Google Trends कि उसमें क्या क्या चीज़ें trend करती है क्या नहीं है. It will give you an idea about that कि भाई market में उसकी चीज़ ज़रूरत है या नहीं. Apart from that, when it comes to finding a need for a research student, okay, research student, I always suggest students to go and check two websites. Okay, two websites. Very first is scholars.google.com, where you can find this research articles, and second thing are the patent.google.com or google.patent.com. Something is there for India, so which has the patents of your ideas, and if you are going to work into a particular field or particular idea, you should first go and check that out in order to avoid repeating the same product which someone else has already an IP for. Okay? So this is how you can do the market search, market studies, and जितने ज़्यादा लोगों से interact करोगे, not only online या फिर offline, you also have to interact with the members being there into this academic field, into the industry field, and into the conferences. कि आप ऐसी जगहों पे जाओ जहाँ पे आपको समझे कि यार इस चीज़ का कितना ज़रूरत है नहीं है, and then you will be able to crack this thing out. I hope I'll be able to answer your question. If you still have questions or still have doubts, feel free to reach out. We'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay. Now, next question is that Amol is asking, Thank you. No problem, Aditya. I hope I'm happy to help. Amol's question is how much duration needed to go from lab to market in pharma innovation? That's a very interesting question, Amol. इसमें कैसा है कि as I mentioned, once you give your product or once you give your medicine, let's say in your term, okay, once you give your medicine to a laboratory and you have the basic certifications ready, okay, basic certifications ready, then you can go for this called as PPS, called as provisional patent. You don't need to wait for a complete patent to file. You can file a provisional patent for 1 year and you can get into the market with the lab certification. If you are going to file a complete patent, it will take sometimes 1 year, 2 years to give you a right, okay, for 20 years. But with provisional patent, you can file it and find the people who can help you with the innovation. Okay, so it obviously depends upon what kind of an domain you wanted to go into. If you wanted to go into provisional patents, it will take hardly 2 to 3 weeks to file that and get the product into market after you have the certifications from lab. If you are looking for a longer term commitment, then yeah, it will take 1 year to 2 years to check multiple times the feedbacks about MVP, feedbacks about your research, feedback about your lab, and find a product which suits market needs. लेकिन इसमें बस एक चीज ये याद रखना कि कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि आपने कोविड के लिए दवा बनाई और कोविड के जाने तक आप रिसर्च करते रहे और उसके बाद में लॉन्च कर दिया. There's always a right time to enter into the market, get your certifications ready, and you can get into the market. Lean startup के बारे में थोड़ा सा और पढ़ोगे ना, you'll understand it has very basic mantra. Don't wait for perfection. Start working on your product now and learn from the mistakes so that you can grow faster. That's how exactly you do the innovations in the field of pharma. Perfect. I hope I'm able to answer that. Next, we have training and placement department of KGR DCP. The question is, what skills do you think are most important for a successful startup? A very valid question, and this is what even I expect from an organization like you. That how exactly, what are the important skills or what are, skills do you think are the most important for a successful startup? Very first thing, as I mentioned there, is an adaptability. I don't go into those things that you need to have that mindset, you need to have that discipline, you need to have this and that. I know that when you decided to do a startup, you are going to have your mindset there, you are going to have that passion, you are going to have that willingness and everything. What I'm telling you is from the practical understanding of this field. You need to have the willingness to adapt to the changes. If you are not ready to listen to customers and adapt to their needs according to their expectations, or you are not able to mold your services or redesign your product based upon what customer needs, then there is a short guarantee that your product is going to fail. Okay, so the most important thing in the field of startup is and willingness to adapt to the customer needs. That's the very first thing. Second thing, what I do believe that which makes any startup successful is that they always do have this competent, what you can say, skill set. They do not only have the idea, but they do have the team of experts, both they have a team of people who are competent enough to support the idea or support the cause, and they run they travel the journey together. It's not a single person line. It's a group activity for a startup, and then they find it the destination. Final thing would be from my side for a successful startup. Very first thing, because of what there are many toxic cultures in the startup, are leadership skills. When you are into the startup, you are already in the domain of a shark. Okay, एक ऐसा समंदर जिसके अंदर sharks बहुत सारे हैं. If you don't find yourself as a good leader और boss में बहुत फर्क होता है. लीडर और मैनेजर में बहुत फर्क होता है. इफ यू हैव दैट लीडरशिप स्किल्स टू गेट द वर्क डन फ्रॉम योर कलीग्स या फिर फ्रॉम द पीपल, you are able to empathize with them, then there is a huge chance that you are able to run the startup successfully. Finally, one last thing from mine could be a system. एक स्टार्टअप बहुत बार तब फेल होता है जब उसके पास एक सिस्टम नहीं होता. मतलब एक ही पर्सन अकाउंट्स का भी देखे जा रहा है, एक ही पर्सन मार्केटिंग का भी देखे जा रहा है, एक ही पर्सन नए आइडियाज के बारे में भी सोच रहा है. नहीं, यू शुड बी हैविंग अ सिस्टम के जब कोई इंक्वायरी आएगी तो किस तरीके से काम होगा. माइट नॉट बी एट एन वेरी लार्ज स्केल और माइट नॉट बी एट एन वेरी फैंसी स्टाइल, बट इन अ प्रॉपर स्टेप्स और इन अ प्रॉपर सीक्वेंस किस चीज के बाद में क्या चीज होना चाहिए. इफ यू हैव अ सिस्टम, then your startups will work. I hope I'll be able to answer. If not, then feel free to what we can say connect on the mobile number or on me or with me personally. I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, next questions. We're moving ahead. Training and placement department again asking, how do we know if our idea has real market potential? That's what we shared. MVP, minimum viable product. Build the minimum viable product, give it to your potential customer. They will tell you if your idea has a potential or not. Very simple funda. No rocket science, nothing. Build an MVP, give it to your potential customer, ask for their feedback. If you want more what you can say opinions, go online, raise a survey request, raise a query request. You'll understand if it has a potential or not. Okay. And then if you still require more understanding of that, you can meet experts of that field. जैसे अगर pharma से है, you can meet the people from pharma industry and ask them, okay sir, this is what I am building, what do you think could be a market potential. You'll understand more. Also about market, एक होता है market का potential, एक होता है product का potential. Product का potential can only be understood by the MVP and the feedback system. About ये हम लोग बोलते हैं कि जो मार्केट का पोटेंशियल दैट कैन बी एनालिसिस वाया द ट्रेंड्स एंड वाया द क्या हम लोग बोलते हैं कि कैपिटलिज्म बोल दीजिए या फिर जो फाइनेंस के फिगर होते हैं, फ्रॉम वेयर देयर यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कितना बड़ा मार्केट. परफेक्ट. Then I hope that was a sufficient answer for that. Next question. Oh, we have so many questions now. Let's move ahead. What should be the pricing strategies if product manufacturing is expensive but target customer can't afford at that price? A very, very, very good question. I have a very practical example for that. ठीक है? What should be the pricing strategy? देखो, शैम्पू की बॉटल है, शैम्पू की बॉटल. When they launched it, they are like middle class people या फिर lower middle class people are not able to buy it the way you asked it, Prashant, right? My product is amazing sir, but it's very expensive or it's little expensive that customers can't afford at that price. What they did, they come into the format of a sachet. Correct? They come in the format of a sachet and then they distribute that to the customers, or they sell it at a small, what do you say, and a smaller price. कस्टमर को पसंद आ गया, and now customer is like, यार ये बार बार सैशे कौन लेगा, let's take a bottle. They have increased their customer base. Second thing, what did Jio did? Okay, Jio. जब when there was not much of a 4G का concept, Jio was like, okay, let me give you guys the 4G in free. A free marketing, or sorry, or you can say a bold marketing strategy. They gave it for free. Sometimes. उसके बाद में when people got addicted, when people got hooked, then they started charging it. Once people started showing the trust, people will buy it at a higher price for the quality you provide. That is second strategy. Third strategy, you can have it like you can divide your product or divide your services into couple of categories. Another example here, let's say आप मैगडी चले गए, मैकडोनल्ड सब चले गए, आपको कुछ खाना है, they always have 3 levels of pricing. Very first thing, ठीक है, या फिर चलो मैकडोनल्ड की जगह पे मैं अब यहाँ पे बहुत सारी लड़कियां भी है, तो मैं एक एग्जांपल ऐसा दे देता हूँ कि तो मतलब आप कहीं भी शॉपिंग के लिए चले गए, आप शॉपिंग के लिए चले गए, दुकानदार हमेशा 3 लेवल पर आपको चीजें दिखाएगा. वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग वो बोल देगा कि सर या मैडम ये तो बहुत ही लो लेवल का है, ये आपके काम का नहीं है, बट बहुत लो लेवल का आपके काम का नहीं है। सेकेंड चीज वो क्या बताएगा, बिल्कुल हाई रेंज का कि सर इसका क्वालिटी बहुत अमेजिंग है, लेकिन ये आपके बजट के बाहर का है। और थर्ड चीज जो आपको दिखाएगा ना वो होगा मिडल के ऊपर और टॉप के नीचे, और वहां पे आपको बताएगा कि सर देखिए ये इतने प्राइस में आपको यही चीजें मिल रही है, जो क्या है कि आपके हाई एंड से कम है, आपको कम प्राइस में मिलेंगी, लेकिन जो हमारा बेसिक वेरिएंट है उससे बहुत ज्यादा है। दिस इज हाउ यू प्ले विथ योर कस्टमर्स एक्सपेक्टेशन। Okay, this is the third way you can what you can say, shift your customers from low paying grade to a middle or a high paying grade wala buying capacity. So this could be few strategies how you can help yourself or your product with the pricing. I hope I'm able to answer. If not, then feel free to ask. Okay, Dr. Vinod Gupta, thank you for informative session, sir. We'll log off. Thank you for joining, sir. We had a good time. Okay, training and placement. A big thank you to Mr. Moazzam Kapde, sir, for today's insightful session. Your thoughts on marketing fit and lean startup strategies truly inspired us, Dr. Satish Pandav. Thank you so much, Dr. Sir. I'm also enjoyed interacting with students, at least in the last couple of minutes or in last session. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. If you still have any question, I'll be here for some more time, else we can wind the things up. Over to you. I'm done with my presentation now. Over to you, Mohsin sir. If students have any more questions, we can take, else we can wind the session up.
So thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and motivational session. Your words have surely inspired our budding entrepreneurs and guided them on the path of innovation and success. Now we are come for the end of session. Now as we come towards the end of the session, I would like to extend my heartful gratitude to our principal sir, Dr. Kale sir, Dr. Satish Pandav sir, ISC convener, to Dr. Amol Borade sir, ISC president of Oriental College of Pharmacy, and to our coordinators, organization team and all faculty members for their constant support and efforts in making this event possible. A special thanks to our speaker, Mr. Moazzam Kapde sir, for sharing the valuable knowledge and experience to our students. And finally, thanks to all participants for joining us and making this seminar successful. With this, we conclude today's session. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye-bye.